So we're just going to do a video on this car that we've got from Alamo. So the one that we booked was a Midsize Elite Luxury SUV. Now I was about to pull it out of the way to get a better video, but I've got a Suburban parked there, I've got a Durango parked there, a Wagoneer parked there, so I thought that would be quite a good idea to get them all in, and then you can sort of see the difference between them all. So obviously the Suburban is the biggest of them all, probably followed by the Wagoneer, and then strangely the Durango is similar to the GLS. Right, I've ended up moving the car out of the way because people start getting the Suburban. Obviously we're on Disney property as well. It's early, 20 to 8 in the morning, so plenty of people moving about. So this one's a Midsize Elite Luxury SUV, or that's certainly what we ordered. And it's described as an Audi Q7, Volvo XC90 or similar. So when we picked this car up, there wasn't any of them. Basically there's not really a lane for this, so you don't just go up and take your pick as such. They just give you the keys for a car, and they asked us if we wanted the X1. I was like, well, that's not big enough at all. So the choice was this, which is a Mercedes GLS or a Land Rover Defender. Now what I should have done is probably looked at the Land Rover. I'll start walking around while I thought I should have probably looked at the Land Rover, but I actually use a GLR, Jaguar Land Rover, on a daily basis for the nursery run, but we have the SVR, and I thought it would probably be better to just get something different, try out the Merc, but haven't checked it out. It is a 2022 model, so quite old, and you can sort of tell that. I'll put the details up on the screen, but effectively it's got 38,000 miles on the clock, so probably I should have checked out the Defender, and if that was lower mileage, gone for that one, because this one spec wise you can tell it's sort of 3-year-old. But have a look in the back. So it does have the pan roof, and this one's got, I think the class is like captain's chairs effectively, where it's got the 2 configuration, then it's got 2 more in the back, if I can just zoom that down. So it is a 6-seater essentially, and there you go, GLS 4. And then this is the boot with the back 2 seats up. You can sort of see there that's like a travel pram, and there's not much sort of depth there at all. But what we'll do, we're going to pack the car up in a bit. So once we got we have to put them seats down to get our suitcases in for sure, but I'll show you what it's like with the suitcases in. Really it's a 4-seater with the cases in, travelling to and from the airport for sure. So to move the seats down, we can literally just press these that way, and that'll put that seat down. Press and hold that one. Oh, struggling to go down. Right, we'll be back. Well, that wasn't as smooth as expected, but they're down, and then if you want to move the other seat, it is them controls on that side. Right, so that's the boot with sort of 3 mediums, 1, 2, 3, and 1 small case in, and there's still plenty of space, and obviously you could have stacked them differently as well. There's enough space for our travel pram and our other bits, but it is basically now a 4-seater car by doing that. And just before you hear me rant on about the fact that I wouldn't buy this car, just as a comparison, we had the BMW X7 in August. We'll link that in the video. And basically the X7 is a much better car. Now the X7 was a 2024 model, and this one is obviously a 2022, but the X7, the model that we had, came out in 2022, the facelift model. So to me, they're comparable in that sense, but the X7 in my opinion is a much better car. So when you hear me rant about this, that's sort of my comparison. And then that's just from the passenger side as well. These window tints, obviously I know in the UK that's illegal, and now I know why, because when you're driving around it, you can see how dark they are. If you're driving this car around at night, they're really difficult to see out of. On the sort of higher cars, you don't normally get them with sort of front tints, so I must be making a killing off this one with it being a 2022 model. So you've got your standard controls there, move your seat back and forth. It does have, I don't know what the correct term is, I call them sort of aircon seats. So you've got heated seat aircon, normal window controls, control up there if you want to shut the sunroof, the pan roof. Is it a pan roof? I don't think that is a pan roof. I think that's literally just a blind for the roof. And then I'll turn the car on. So it does have the big screen, and it's took me ages to work out sort of how to change bits and bobs on this screen. So it's sort of like a touch sensitive. Can you see there as I'm scrolling? It's going on to the different there, so it's gone onto that one, and you sort of touch sense over, it goes onto that one. Took me ages to work that one out. It does have CarPlay, but it's not connected because it's not wireless. So I've had to go back to the good old days of using a wire, which is slightly annoying, but again, it's just shown in its age, a 2022 model. And does it have the mileage anywhere? What's the mileage? But basically it's on just under 38,000 miles. So we basically plug the, I'll turn it around for a second. We plug the phone in every time we go anywhere. We always use the phone sat nav, so I can't really comment on the sat nav. It's done the job. Would I pick one of these again? Probably not. Not the categories in the car. I'd probably try. I like trying something different every time. It hasn't made me think, wow, I'm going to go for a Merc as soon as I get home. But in this spec and this age, I wouldn't sort of get it anyway. But it's done the job. If I haven't already, I'll have put a video in showing what it's like with all the luggage in. But there you go. That's what you get if you get whatever on earth category this is. I'm pretty sure it is the category that we booked, because I can't find a GLS on Alamo's site. The other category would be for a GLE or an X5, and then the category up from the one that we booked would be classed as, I think it's classed as a Range Rover Sport or BMW X7, I think. But because they're 7-seaters, and this one, as you can see, is only, I'll just move that around, only got the 6. I don't think that they can put it in that category because it's only got the 6 seats. I could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not an expert in the categories that they use, but that's that. So obviously it is. It's got all the usual stop start, climate control. Like I say, it does the job. It's just probably not the car that I will go to the forecourt and buy. So there you go. Hopefully someone found this useful. If I see anything else in the car park that I think you might be interested in, and it's not too intrusive, I'll get a quick video of it. But it was quite useful seeing it against the Wagoneer and the Suburban and the Durango, because they're all sort of a similar-ish priced range of car. We booked this one with, I think, a week before we needed it, so we had limited sort of choice. So, and there you go. Thanks for watching.